The difference between performance capture and animation acting, in a way, is with a performance capture, you have one person who is authoring the role. Whereas, of course, with animators, it may be three or four, or five people or more playing individual moments of a character's life. We wanted to make a version of Animal Farm was because there's an innocence about animals. And so you're able to look at with the spectrum of human behavior through different animals. But actually what I wanted in this was a conflicted hero, or someone that believes he's on the side of right, who then realizes he's been corrupted, and then he has to make that right. So I've really enjoyed the process of working with animators on this and working with Cinesight and the animation crew there to create a world which takes you outside of that. And as we know, animation is wonderful for being able to examine the human condition, but from a less biased point of view.
Exactly.
Because it's not photoreal.
So is it your last one, or are you going to make more animated movies?
You know, I mean, I just wish they didn't take so long.
Oh,
That's the only thing, you know.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Anime Show for a special edition during the Annecy Festival. And my first guest today is Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis is one of the masters in motion capture acting. He is the face behind Gollum, Caesar, or Kong. But this time, he's taking on a legendary book, George Orwell's Animal Farm. Andy decided to take this political allegory into an animated movie with a fresh and a new vision. Together, we talk about how hard it is to adapt such a book, working with animators compared to motion capture performers or actors, and also we discuss his passion for very different fields. I personally really enjoyed this conversation, and I hope you too. And if so, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell. This is Sabri, and I wish you a good listening. Andy, welcome to the Anime Show.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm super happy to have you here.
Well, it's great to be here. Thank you.
You've played like so many non-human characters and magnificently. And now you are directing an animated movie called Animal Farm, a bold adaptation from the novel Mr. Orwell. Do you think animals kind of play a significant role to mirror human nature?
I think what's wonderful about what George Orwell has written and why we wanted to make a version of Animal Farm was because there's an innocence about animals. And so you're able to really look at with the spectrum of human behavior through different animals. And when he wrote it originally, he was very specific about what each of the animals meant, like what they symbolized. But of course, he was writing about a political system, and but through the innocence of the animals.
It was a political allegory.
Yes, it's a political allegory, but using animals and their human qualities to reflect also different types of humans and a different class structure of humans. Even he wanted to write something that was very easily accessible to a wide audience, and that's why he was able to talk about important subjects.
I guess so. And you are probably the most talented motion capture actor of all time. What freedoms or constraints did you feel during the direction of an animated movie compared to motion capture?
I mean, what was wonderful about it is that we did go through the process of thinking we should make this as a motion captured movie, and for years we worked on a live action version with photoreal animals driven by humans. But in a way, tonally, it wasn't really working. It didn't fit what we wanted to do, which is what we were saying earlier. The important thing about Orwell's message is that it is about the innocence of the animals, and whichever way you did it in a live action realm with motion capture, that never seemed it felt too real, so I've really enjoyed the process of working with animators on this and working with Cinesight and the animation crew there to create a world which takes you outside of that. And as we know, animation is wonderful for being able to examine the human condition, but in a less biased from a less biased point of view.
Exactly.
Because it's not photoreal.
And what surprised you the most working with animators? Are there actors inside?
Very much so.
Yeah?
I mean, you know, it's interesting how they all have so many different ways of arriving at a moment for a character. I mean, the difference between performance capture and animation acting, in a way, is with a performance capture, you have one person who is authoring the role all the way through.
True. Yeah.
Whereas, of course, with animators, it may be 3 or 4, 5 people or more playing individual moments of a character's life. So I think for me that was very interesting to be able to tie them together so that there was a unity and a coherence between all of the different performance levels of the animators.
So you were like constantly working with them and discussing and going like a ping pong?
And I think specifically for this movie, animation, as with acting, has so many different styles.
Yeah.
You know, you can have a broad, bigger style of performance, or you can have a very intimate, small, subtle, where very little seems to be going on, but underneath it's all being felt. So that's what we wanted more of in our version of this animated movie. It was to have a really truthful performance, but not so big. So a lot of the time I was trying to make the performance more cinematic and, I suppose, and internalized.
It's cool. There is very special relationship with you and books. I felt like you've been reading Lord of the Rings when you were a kid, and you fell in love with the character of Gollum that you are now, playing or embodying. And also with George Orwell's novel, you were struck by this novel when you were a kid.
That's right.
So was it a single line of the book or a moment that really give you the artistic direction for the movie that you directed?
Well, interestingly, in the book, the characters, they go through the whole journey, obviously, of rebelling against the humans and then creating a society which is like a utopia that works for a short period of time. But obviously, begins a division between the different animals, and the pigs take control.
Especially Napoleon character.
Yes, and Napoleon's character.
Hey, just a quick break to let you know that this episode is possible with the support of 22T Music, the independent company specialized in music score editing and music rights management for animation productions, and Citrus Softwares, the company that created Tangerine, the 3D real-time animation software, and Yuzu, the production management software. You can visit their website on citrus-software.com. Shout out to our friends at Écran Total, the newsroom for the professional in the industry. A special thank you for the Annecy Festival 2025. We are super happy to be partner. And now, back to the conversation.
And I remember as a child, what really struck me about it was the story was very powerful. And of course, the character of Boxer, the horse, who really represents working people and a very strong work
labor
ethic. The death of Boxer was very much affected me as a young person. But also, what interested me later on in the book, when their version of their political system, if you like, or their way of living together has started to fall apart, the pigs then have a next generation of young pigs who have their entire existence only with the knowledge of the pigs being in charge.
The experience.
So that was for me the key into our version, and that's what really stuck with me was that there was this next generation. Their only experience was of being.
And they are
entitled.
observer of the previous generation.
Correct.
So there's this duo in the movie that really relates to the key that you found to.
Exactly.
It was a script written by Nick Stoller.
Nick Stoller,
And you were on the same length.
Very much. I mean, the thing again with the book was that the book didn't have a central protagonist. It didn't have a central character. It's a very objectively written in the book. The story unfolds, and of course, in a movie, you really need to be able to see it through perspective, through the perspective of a leading character,
of a hero, or somewhat.
But actually, what I wanted in this was a conflicted hero, or someone that believes he's on the side of right, who then realizes he's been corrupted, and then he has to make that right. So a young Piglet, and it was a really strong choice to make that central character a Piglet, not one of the other animals, and then to realize that he's gone down completely the wrong track.
You've gathered a spectacular cast. They are great comedians like Seth Rogen, Kieran Culkin, Glenn Close. I mean, it's great. You've picked like authentic persona. Did they bring the spark of creativity in the dialogues, etc.?
Oh, sure. They were. I mean, they're all such magnificent actors, and were able to try out things. And that we would start with me directing them, but then with Seth. I mean, Seth was brilliant at improvising. They all, to various different degrees, had their fortes in whether they were improvising or really examining a way that a word or a line was written and playing it in so many different ways. And so
you were kind of directing actor. Like in the live action movie.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So is it your last one, or are you going to make more animated movies?
I mean, I just wish they didn't take so long.
Oh,
That's the only thing, But I have loved the process, and we were very fortunate, and everyone on the team at Cinesight, the production designer, the lighting designer, all of those crew members who, I mean, I was approaching the whole thing with a live action mind, because I've only directed live action before, but they took that and they really embraced that, and so they were learning as well. I think we were learning from each other, and it was a wonderful collaboration. Yeah.
So your movie is premiering in Annecy this year. We are surrounded about mountains, etc. And I know you're a climber.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Are you going to hop somewhere on this summit?
Yeah. I wish. I mean, that's the problem. It's such a busy time at the moment. I'm about to go back to New Zealand to start on the new Lord of the Rings film.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So I wish, but But normally what I do is I come to Chamonix and or go to Switzerland and do some climbing and stay in huts up in the mountains.
What do you bring from those experiences? Is it something that you internalize for your acting career, for example? You think there is a relation between the two?
There is, it's very perceptive. I mean, mountaineering, it's like climbing is like vertical chess, and being on stage as an actor or playing a part and trying to navigate your way through a role sometimes is a little
kind of a
that.
chess play.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's there, and then when you fall off,
same.
If you're on stage and you fall off, boy,
but you have to stand up.
Boy, yeah. That's a tricky moment.
I wish you the best for the movie.
Thank you.
I guess we are going to enjoy, all of us, the movie that you came up with. Thank you very much for being on the podcast.
Oh, pleasure.
And I wish you the best.
Thank you so much. Lovely to meet you.